So here's a little bit of a deeper look into my zombie deck with Nevinyrral, Urborg, Tyrant. So he's got hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. When he enters the battlefield, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. And when he dies, you can pay 1. When you do, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. So unfortunately, this makes it very difficult, but we'll see what we can do to destroy everything and blink things in to create lots of zombies. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes. I think he's more of a late game or later game type of thing. He does cost 3, a white, blue, black. So I'd wait until I had, I'd wait till more later in the game. You could do a board wipe, bring back a bunch of zombie tokens. Unfortunately, there's no haste, so you'll have to hold on till the next turn to go in for, hopefully, the win. But let's see what we got in the deck here. So here's a couple of miscellaneous cards. We've got the Rotting Regisaur, because it's huge and it's cool. At the beginning of our upkeep, though, we got to discard a card. So it's nice to bring out early and do what you need to do, but then sacrifice it to prevent you from losing your entire hand there. We've got Necroduality. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under our control, we're going to create a token that's a copy of that creature. And we have the Champion of the Perished. So whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under our control, we're going to put a +1/+1 counter on Zombie of the Perished. So hopefully we'll make him grow nice and big. So the first thing we've got in here is, let's say Nevinyrral isn't really going to pan out. Well, we've got lots of ways to make zombies anyway. We got the Magus of the Bridge. So whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. But whenever a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, we're going to exile him. We got Jadar, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. At the beginning of our end step, if we control no creatures with Decayed, we're going to create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. So Decayed means it can't block, and when it attacks, we got to sack it at the end of combat. We have White. It enters the battlefield tapped, but whenever a creature dealt damage by White this turn dies, we create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token and exile that card. We've also got Tormod, the Desecrator. Whenever one or more cards leave our graveyard, we're going to create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. We've also got, and we should have things leave our graveyard every once in a while. We've also got the Grave Titan, so it's got Death Touch, and whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, we're going to put 2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield. We've got the Poppet Stitcher, so whenever it casts an instant or sorcery, we're going to create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. And at the beginning of our upkeep, if we control 3 or more creature tokens, we can transform it. We may. We don't have to, but we may. And if we do, creature tokens we control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 3/3. So, hey, your Decayed zombies all of a sudden become 3/3 zombies without Decayed. At the beginning of our upkeep, we can or we may transform it. So we don't have to keep it like that, but we could. We've got the God Eternal Oketra. It's got double strike, and whenever you cast a creature spell, we create a 4/4 black zombie warrior creature token with vigilance. That's pretty crazy. And when it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, we can put it into our library third from the top. So it keeps coming back for more. We got Willet, the Rot Cleaver. Whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. Just one way to protect your zombies, including your zombie tokens. Unless they had Decayed. At the beginning of your end step, you can at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a zombie, and if you do, you get to draw a card. So we got a little bit of card draw there as well. We got Crypt Breaker. So for 1 and a black, we could tap it to discard a card, and then we put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. If we tap 3 untapped zombies we control, we get to draw a card and lose a life. We got Geralf, Visionary Stitcher. So zombies we control have flying. Kind of like Darkest Night, if anybody gets that reference. If we pay a blue and tap it, sacrifice another non-token creature, we create XX blue zombie creature tokens, where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. A Cellar Door, so we can pay 3 and tap it, and target player puts the bottom card of their library into their grave. If it's a creature, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. We have Open the Graves, so whenever a non-token creature we control dies, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. There's the Sibsig Ceremony. Creature spells we cast cost 2 less to cast. And whenever a creature you control enters, if we cast it, we destroy it. It seems kind of like, what? But then we create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. So we're doing that to create tokens. And maybe to fill our grave up. We've also got Rise of the Dreadmarn. So we create X 2/2 black zombie berserker creature tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn. It's also got Foretell. We've got a Field of the Dead. So I'm only including this here because whenever it or another land enters the battlefield under our control, if we control 7 or more lands with different names, we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And we've got Gleaming Overseer. So it enters the battlefield, we amass 1. Not doing too much amassing in this, but zombie tokens we control have Hexproof and Menace, which is pretty sweet. So aside from token generation, we do have some buffs in here. We've got all the buff zombies. We've got Cemetery Reaper. So other zombie creatures we control get +1/+1. Also, if we pay 2 and a black and tap it, we can exile target creature card from a grave and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. So a little more token generation there. We've got Lord of the Accursed. So other zombies you control get +1/+1. If we pay 1 and a black and tap it, all zombies gain menace till end of turn. So that's a nice little go there. We've got Narfi, Betrayer King. So other snow and zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. We do have snow lands in here. So if we pay 3 snow lands, we get to return Narfi, Betrayer of King, from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped. We've also got a Death Baron. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. We've got Undead War Chief. Zombie spells cost 1 less. And zombies you control get +2/+1. And we've got the Diregraft Captain. It's got Death Touch, and other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. So I'd say that's a pretty good amount of buffs in this. Diregraft Captain also has, whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life. And we've got a few other cards like that in here. Such as the Corpse Knight. So whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, each opponent loses 1 life. So we got a little bit of ping damage going on in here. We got the Wayward Servant. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under our control, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain a life. We've also got a Siege Zombie. So if we tap 3 untapped creatures we control, each opponent loses 1 life. We've got the Shepherd of Rot. So we could tap it. Now this one's a little dangerous, especially if you have a lot of zombies, because you could potentially kill yourself by accident as well. But if you tap it, each player loses 1 life for each zombie in play. So you got to be kind of mindful when you're going to use that. Unless maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to draw. Maybe you want to kill everybody, including yourself at the table. Who knows? You're a zombie. We have also got Gruesome Fate. Each opponent loses 1 life for each creature you control. So that could be potentially pretty good, depending on how many zombies you have out there, including the tokens. So we were talking about trying to blink our commander. Right? Whenever he enters, we're going to create a tap 2/2 black zombie for each creature that died this turn. Each creature. And whenever he dies, you could pay 1 to basically board wipe. But you're going to destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. So you could kind of do this board wipe and then hopefully bring him back. So we got a few things in here. Let's start off with some removal. We got a Vengeful Pharaoh. This actually won't really synergize, but Vengeful Pharaoh is cool. It's got Death Touch. And whenever combat damage is dealt to you or a planeswalker you control, if Vengeful Pharaoh is in your graveyard, destroy the target attacking creature. Then put Vengeful Pharaoh on top of our library. We've got another bit of removal here, the Noxious Ghoul. When it or another zombie comes into play, all non-zombie creatures get -1/-1 till end of turn. So now we get to some destructive stuff. So we got the Murderous Rider. Murderous Rider has an adventure called Swift End. So we can destroy target creature or planeswalker and we lose 2 life. So if we wanted to, we could destroy our commander and then pay the 1 to board wipe. We just have to be able to bring him back after. Murderous Rider also has lifelink, and when it dies, we put it at the bottom of our library. We've also got Massacre Girl. She's got Menace. And when she enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. So it's another way to board wipe without using our commander. Just bring her out and watch things die. We've got Wither Crown. So we would put this on our commander. So he has the base power of 0, and at the beginning of our upkeep, we lose a life unless we sacrifice this creature. So we're going to sack our commander, and we're going to pay the 1 and blow everything up. We've also got by invitation only, so we could choose a number between 0 and 13, and each player sacrifices that many creatures. If you wanted to, you could choose 1. Choose your commander, and then blow everything up. We just got to make sure we have enough mana to cast what we need to cast to have him brought back. We've got Kaya's Wrath. So destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control that were destroyed this way. So another way to board wipe without using the commander, because sometimes you might not want to use the commander. You might not want to, when you do blow up with Nevinyrral, we are destroying artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. You might not want to destroy your enchantments or artifacts, but sometimes it's better not to do that. We've got Path of Peril. So it's destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less, but if we cleave it for 4, a white and a black, then we can destroy all creatures and ignore the brackets. And we've also got Time Wipe. So we return a creature we control to our hand, and then we destroy all creatures. So we can save one of our creatures that we don't want to die. I would say you could bring the commander back, but Nevinyrral does cost 6 mana. So I don't know if I want to be doing that. I'd rather be playing one of these other cards that I'm about to show that can potentially bring him back for cheaper than paying his mana cost. So here's some ways to bring Nevinyrral back, or have him bounce back. So we've got Kaya's Ghost Form. It's nice and cheap. It's an enchantment. So when enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. We've got Minions Return. It's got Flash. When enchanted creature dies, we return that card to the battlefield under our control. We've got Unholy Indenture. Also an enchantment. When enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under our control with a +1 counter on it. We have Gift of Immortality, another enchantment aura. So when enchanted creature dies, we're going to return that card to the battlefield under our control, and then we're going to return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step. So these are just some of the ways to ensure, or hopefully ensure, Nevinyrral bounces back and we get that trigger to create a ton of zombies. We've got Command the Dreadhorde. So choose any number of target creatures and or planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage to you equal to the total converted mana cost of those cards. Put them onto the battlefield under your control. This is kind of an expensive way. You could bring back anything this way, any card. But if we brought back Nevinyrral, we'd be taking 6 damage. But that's okay. It's just an option. We've also got Zombie Apocalypse. A bit pricey, it is for 6, but we get to return all zombie creature cards from our grave to the battlefield, tapped. Then we destroy all humans. Nice Zombie Apocalypse there. We've got the Second Sunrise. Each player returns to play all artifact, creature, and enchantment and land cards that were put into their graveyard from play this turn. So, yeah, we're giving other people their stuff back. But if we had Nevinyrral destroyed, and he destroyed the enchantments and artifacts, we can bring those enchantments and artifacts back with this, and creatures, and he'd be making a whole ton of 2/2 zombie tokens. I'd say that's not a bad trade-off to give back. Well, depending on what your opponent's creatures were, to give back your opponent's creatures. We've also got Supernatural Stamina. So we've got some nice cheap things here. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains, when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. We've got Undying Evil. Target creature gains Undying till end of turn. So when it dies, if it had no +1 counters on it, we're going to return it with a +1 counter. We've also got Malakar Rebirth. So we're going to choose target creature. We lose 2 life. Until end of turn, that creature gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. On the other side of Malakar Rebirth, we've got Malakar Mire. So if we needed to, we could play it as a land. We've also got Undying Malice. Again, another nice and cheap one. Until end of turn, target creature gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1 counter on it. We've got Feign Death. So until end of turn, target creature gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1 counter. And with all those instants that we have there, we've also got Dralnu, Lich Lord. So unfortunately, if damage would be dealt to Dralnu, sacrifice that many permanents, that kind of sucks. But what's nice about him is, if you tap him, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback till end of turn. That's kind of nice if you want to flash back something like the Feign Death or any of these other instants where you're planning on doing a board wipe. So you can flash back one of those, do it on your commander, board wipe, have the commander come back, and you get all those 2/2 zombie creature tokens. So let's look at a little bit of other cards we got in here. Some card draw. We got Bane, Lord of Darkness. As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Bane, Lord of Darkness has Indestructible. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, target opponent may have you draw a card. So you got some card draw. But if they don't, you can put a creature card with equal or lesser toughness from your hand onto the battlefield. It's a nice trade-off either way. We got a Spark Reaper. So we pay 3, sack a creature or planeswalker. We gain a life and draw a card. We've also got Graveborn Muse. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of zombies you control. This could be kind of a dangerous one to play, but it works out well at the beginning. After that, maybe you should sack it. We've got a Witching Well, because, I don't know, witching, zombies, they could go together. When it enters, we get to scry 2, and if we pay 3 and a blue, we get to sack it and draw 2 cards. We've also got a Sunset Pyramid. It enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters on it. If we pay 2 and tap it, we remove a brick counter, and we could draw a card. If we pay 2 and tap, we could just scry 1. We have the Witch's Cauldron. So if we pay 1 and a black and tap it, we could sack a creature, and we gain a life and draw a card. We got Village Rites. So as an additional cost to cast, we have to sack a creature, but we get to draw 2 cards for 1 black mana. And the cost of a zombie token. We've got Demonic Tutor. So we can search our library for a card, put that card into our hand, then shuffle. So this is there so you could search for what you need at the time. You need a board wipe, search for a board wipe. You need something to bounce back your commander, search for that thing. You need something else? I'll look for that. We've also got an Unholy Grotto. If we pay black and tap it, we could put target zombie card from our grave on top of our library. Re-getting it back. We've also got a little bit of ramp here. So we got the Commander Sphere. Add a mana of any color in our commander's color. And we can also sack it and draw a card. We've also got a Soul Talisman. So it's got suspend 3. We got to pay 1. But when it comes into play, we get to tap it for 2 mana. Colorless, but still. We've got the Transmogrant Altar. If we pay a black and tap it, we can sack a creature and add 3 colorless mana. Or if we pay 2 and tap it, we could sack a creature and create a 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. And we've got Dark Ritual. Add 3 black. It's a nice way to speed something out a little bit early, or, you know, our commander does cost a bit, so kind of helps out with that. And the last card we have in here is just for fun. We've got Approach of the Second Sun. That's because it's cool. If Approach of the Second Sun was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun this game, you win the game. So it's an alternate way for us to win. Otherwise, we're going to put Approach of the Second Sun into our library 7th from the top, and we gain 7 life. It's a fun little alternate way to win. You know. And that's it for the zombie deck. I'd say we got to cast them a little later in the game and hope nobody removes them. But if somebody does try to, keep 1 mana open so you could just blow everything up. Dare them to remove Nevinyrral. And it's a little bit tricky to do, but, you know, with enough stuff together, you can definitely make a lot of zombies this way and hopefully overpower the board if nobody board wipes after that. But yeah, I hope it gave some ideas, and thanks for watching.